Hey everybody, it's me, Zhanae, and welcome back to my podcast, The Power is Mine. This episode is going to be called I Give Myself Patience because y'all, I have noticed through my entire journey, through everything in life, through all of the different stuff, that maybe it's just right now, and maybe it's me being 24, and I'm saying maybe, but I feel like nothing lasts always. Like, trouble doesn't last always. But y'all, it 100% can start to wear and tear on you at times and just make you feel so tired and so drained. And the biggest thing that I have to do within these moments that I'm feeling is just try my best to be patient and try my best to know that I'll come out on the end and positive at some point in time. Because y'all, I'm starting to be like super honest with myself, like brutally. And it's some other things that I wanted to get into when it comes to just life, with me trying to just learn different stuff and self-help and all of that. Like, y'all, honestly, it almost to me feels unhealthy to be constantly deep diving into emotions all the time, because I feel like I have unrooted so much stuff to the point where it's slightly unhealthy. Like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I feel like it's good to question yourself, and it's good to look into past issues and traumas and try to fix stuff and try to become better and all that. But y'all, to constantly do it 100% of the time is not healthy. Like, I legitimately have found myself in a deep spiral a lot of the time because I'm just digging so far into the deeper crevices of my mind that it made me be in a position to where I think it's good to want better for yourself, but after a certain point, it almost feels to me like I've been kind of nitpicking myself for this little adventure, little journey that I've been on. And no amount of nitpicking is good when it's to you. Like, you should be pouring into yourself all the time. And then I found out about something called toxic positivity, and I kind of started like undoing. But I feel like, y'all, literally me being, I think, like 23 to 24 has been me unraveling myself. And I've felt so crazy, so all over the place, so energetic one second and completely depleted the next second. But, y'all, I am tired. And I think I want to get back to the strong version of me, like the me that was a lot more just not as bothered by things. Like, and with all of the deep dive and all of the learning, the vocabulary for what exactly life should be and expressing yourself and trying to be understood and stuff like that, sometimes, y'all, it's okay to just take a step back and just be who you are. Like, constantly picking at yourself and saying, I'm not good enough, I'm not doing this right, I was this a second ago, it was that. Like, y'all, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I think sometimes having a super deep level of self-awareness can be a little bit frustrating, because I am so self-aware that sometimes I stand in my own way. And that's where I say I've had to start really trying to tell myself to give myself patience, because it's okay to have a life. Like, it's okay to get out and have fun and figure out what your ideas of fun are. And I think over the past year, despite everything happening. Like, I've truly been trying my best to figure out really who am I at my deepest level, outside of all of the trying to figure out how has trauma affected me, how have a situation I've been in affected me, how has my environments affected me. And through all that, I feel like I have a deep understanding of myself, but I also strive so hard for my idea of what I want in life one day. And I've been trying lately to start getting out and doing stuff and having a little more fun and trying. But even that, I think I've seen stuff a lot of time where it's like some of the most successful people are living unbalanced lives for a very long time. And honestly, y'all, it's like every time I have a really big habit of like overworking and putting my all into working and working and working and not focusing on anything else for real. And then when I finally start trying to balance everything out, like I go through burnout, and what I'm experiencing currently of just being exhausted or feeling like this ain't working, that ain't working. And sometimes I hit a wall. And that's why I've started to really be on myself to be patient, because it's like I know that working harder is never an issue for me. I know I can work hard as hell for sure. Like, I could be the hardest worker in an environment. But sometimes it's a matter of working smarter. And I've been really trying to figure out what is like smarter work to me. And I was a perfectionist for a very long time in my life. I acknowledge that. So I prefer to put out what I feel like is the biggest level of quality, opposed to just putting things out on a consistent basis. And I have been like going within myself and trying to say, what is my issues? Where are my inconsistencies? What do I need to do to help my life propel in the right direction? And I honestly do feel like if I was consistent, I could have been doing better in my life, but I'm still trying to give myself grace because I've had so much going on, y'all, and it frustrates me at times. But I really want to believe that the things that are truly for me won't pass me by, and I will get them on the right timing. And sometimes, no matter how hard you're working, like, it isn't going to factor in the fact that if it just is not your time, it is not your time. So that's where patience comes in. But honestly, I have put things out like publicly at my lowest points in life, and it's got really good feedback. And it's like I'll do it up to a certain point, and then I start to feel like, okay, well, I want to come back with it. Like, even with season 2 of this pod, that's why I'm recording this now, because I'm like, y'all, I've had so many different setbacks that I just didn't want to keep coming. Because to me, it's kind of depressing. Like, I don't want to completely and entirely be the trauma dumping girl. The girl that, like, all of my content is literally just my misfortune. I've never really wanted to be that. I'm okay with being open and honest about what I experience. But I don't want all of my content to quite literally just be, oh, I'm sad, oh, this is going wrong, oh, nothing's going right, oh, I'm hitting a wall, oh my God, I'm having these frustrations, because it's just sad. Like, y'all, I have been hitting different walls, and I've been doing great as well. I've been making strides in my life. I've been trying my best, because for the most part, I do realize that for so long, me living life feeling like things were going wrong, it made me want to develop a sense of control. and want to say, okay, I want to be in control of this. I want to be in control of that. I want to make these decisions for myself. I don't want anybody else to be telling me what to do or having a say-so when it comes to who I am and how I present myself. And I don't want to be stifled. I don't want to build up a persona that really isn't me and feel trapped in that persona. So I don't mind crying or being honest or just saying what's going on. But I feel like sometimes maybe it's a little bit of a level of embarrassment that sometimes I get frustrated that the strides that I would really like to make aren't being made. And some stuff really just needs time. Like, there isn't any level of anything that you can do after a certain point. Like, you're working yourself into the ground and it can't be solved because it needs time. So I'm trying my best not to be so frustrated with how things are going. And by all means, in comparison, if I look back on where I was a year ago, it's a very different position for sure. It's just not completely what I want it to be. And that's where my frustration lies. So I had been postponing dropping season 2 because I wanted to be able to make it out to be the way that I wanted it to be. And I just wanted it to be better, and better in my standards. It's kind of hard to, being an independent creative in whatever field it is. I'm realizing the difficulties that come in with it because I'm relying on all of my own funding, my own ideas, my own perseverance, working for money and then trying to still be able to show up and be what I need to be for myself and for my business. Y'all, it's exhausting. It's exhausting, y'all. But I'm trying to find balance. And I'm giving myself grace that this is my first time living. So, it's not really like I have an instruction manual. I can look up and see a lot of times what other people are doing. And I always say comparison is the thief of joy, because literally when you look up and see what other people are doing, you can get deeply inspired, or you can start to feel like, why can't I just make things click? After all that I'm trying, after all that I'm doing, things are just unnecessarily hard for me. And I've always believed as well, because recently, you guys, I'll be transparent with this. Recently, I have been experiencing some small feelings of envy or frustration with myself, with life, just everything, because I feel like I am not in control. And no matter what I've done, I'm still facing certain problems that it's just out of my hands. So the biggest lesson that I'm learning within this season is patience. Because I think the biggest thing when you're doing self-help is that you start to notice everything that you're doing wrong. And if you're not pouring as much positivity back into yourself, then you're basically becoming just undone and just unstable and just a mess. And there's beauty in every journey, no matter how messy or, nothing is perfect. But y'all, I'm trying to learn how to not be a control freak. I'm trying to learn how to not be a perfectionist. I'm trying to learn how to be consistent, even if things aren't to my standards, because I hate doing things when it's not the way that I want to be. And I don't know why it's just so hard for me to still hear people cheering me on and telling me it's great, it's amazing. And I'm like, but it's not what I want it to be. So I'm not happy with it. And then that's when I have a hard time with consistency. But I know there's a lesson to learn in this season for me. And I'm trying my best. At least that's what I can say. I always say, if you try as hard as you can, like you're really trying, then that's a good thing. But I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna get a hold of it at some point in time, y'all. I'm literally just a girl. And I'm growing. So if I want people to be patient with me, then the biggest thing I need to do is be patient with myself. Talk to y'all later.